Hello, welcome to All Art Today, and today we are just going to be looking at a quick little sketch I did. I think I'm going to call it just triangle sketch, not much to it. So right now what you're seeing is me just laying down an idea with a pencil, then I'm just going in with one of those Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens. It's actually the brush one. So it's giving me a nice thick line. I'm not really caring too much about the weight of the line, but I am getting a thick, and it kind of varies, which makes it look interesting. On the camera it really doesn't show that too much because it is zoomed out a little bit. But yeah, nothing too permanent here. And then you can just see me toggle back and forth between the pencil and the pen. So I'm mainly just doing this to test out the quality of the video camera and the quality of the mic and uploading purposes. So hopefully you like this and check out the rest of the channel and decide to subscribe, because I definitely plan on to produce lots of quality videos for your enjoyment. So now I just, as you just saw before, I took a click eraser. I think it's made by Pentel or something. And I just cleaned up all the pencil lines, and now I'm grabbing for a piece of watercolor paper and putting it underneath so it won't bleed through. Usually I wouldn't use a piece of watercolor paper, especially with a thin piece of paper, because it could give a texture. But again, just a sketch, not really caring too much. And then you see me taking a gray. It's a 50% cool gray made by Prismacolor, one of the Prismacolor markers. And I'm just using a chisel tip and just giving the triangles a little bit of depth and dimension. And this is where the sketch I don't really like too much the turn. I wish I would continue to maybe use some more grays and make it look interesting. But here I'm just taking some Prismacolor markers and just laying it on top of the gray. I'm using Prismacolor markers because I don't want to waste the ink of some other markers, and also the chisel tip is really nice, and it's giving me a nice broad area to cover, and the colors are really bold, so that's nice. And I'm actually just going right over that gray. And then this paper isn't the best because it is just a piece of computer paper. Normally I'd probably use a piece of Bristol board or cardstock, but because with a higher end paper you can prevent all the bleed and all that good stuff. But just a sketch, so yeah, so just mainly these Prismacolor markers, filling in the triangles, trying to vary the color, not really sticking to a color palette too much, just some bright fun colors. Yeah, sorry about the workspace. I figured it would be cool to just show the whole space, because most people just saw the drawing, but I'm like, hey, let's show the process that goes into it. So now I'm taking the thin end of some of the darker markers and just putting a little bit of texture on it. I'm not sure I like where this goes out because it's a new technique for me. Well, it's not new, but it's something different, because I figured if I am just sketching around, there's a Copic that I'm using. The brush tip was really nice, but the Copic ink didn't really go too well with the Prismacolor markers, so then I just kind of went back to the Prismacolor, and now I'm using these Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens. I actually got a great deal on them. I picked up a set of 24 for about $10, so that was really nice. And I wasn't too sure I actually liked them too much, but for what I'm doing with them now, I actually kind of like them, because I'm just putting on, almost using them as like a liner pen. But so they work really good for that, and the brush tips are actually really nice. They're really firm compared to where a Copic brush tip is very soft and bendy, where like the Faber-Castell are definitely more firm, which isn't a bad thing. It's kind of cool, but you don't really get that brush effect from them that much, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm sure other people have different perspectives on them and they might suit you better. And now I'm kind of, you just saw me put in a little bit of gray in for the background. Again, that's those Faber-Castell pens. Not sure I like the background because it does look really rough and all that, but just trying out some different stuff. I'm not really happy of how this came out because it doesn't look too good, but that's okay. It's just a little doodle, little sketch. And there I'm taking out the Prismacolor, some French grays, I think, to add in some blotches to the background. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you like this video and you continue to watch some others and subscribe. Thank you.